you later. I'm going to turn the time back over to Heather Longhurst.
Hello. Hi, everybody. That was a fun interview. I loved hearing Selena's story, and there's a few things that I learned, even though that I have known her for a very, very long time. So we'll have some things to talk about later. All right, I want to thank a few more donors. Everybody has stepped up today, and we love you guys so much. So I want to be sure to thank you all by name. Deborah Fisher, Sarah Wagner, Melanie Manning. Oh my goodness, we got 2 more donors. $33,034. That is exciting. I love it. Hazuki Tate, Melina Sterling, Marie Johnson, Mary Hoagland-Schur, Dayla Evans, Rocket Rooter, Anne-Marie Flaherty, Dawn Seltz, Amberlynn Jones, Christine France, Kristen DeFranco, and an anonymous gift. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who are continuing to support us. Like we said at the very beginning, this pandemic is a big deal. It's a big deal for a lot of nonprofits and a lot of dance studios who are really struggling to make it through. And we want to, all of us, I know our entire community wants to make sure that Pacific Ballroom Dance makes it through this, and we will. We will, because of our community. And we couldn't do it without you. But the way that everybody has rallied around us and supported us, that is what's making the difference. So we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone tuning in today. We've had a lot more attendees and Facebook viewers than I expected. So that's amazing. If you are interested in giving, you haven't yet had a chance to give, I would love to see us get to 100 donors. We're just 13 donors away from that. So, and maybe we can push that thermometer a little bit higher. That would be amazing. So if you would like to give, text PBD Strong to 44321. Again, text PBD Strong, one word, to 44321 and follow the directions, and you will be able to make a gift. So thank you so much. All right, I think I'm bringing Adam Lee back. There he is, popped right back up. And what?
I said you couldn't get enough of me, could you?
No, we couldn't. That's absolutely true. All right, Adam, and I will leave so you can bring on our next guest.
Awesome. I'm gonna introduce April Fisher, if she can come on into our chat. Hi, April.
Hi, Adam.
Good to see you again. We see each other quite often.
Yep.
For those people out there that don't know, April is a current student at PBD. She's a senior in high school, and she's on our youth show team for her 2nd year. So April, I'm super excited to talk about some of your experiences and for you to share your story with us, because I think it's a wonderful story to share, if that's all right with you.
Yes.
Okay, good. So can we start by just starting from the very beginning? How did you start at PBD and what brought you here?
I don't exactly remember exact details because I started quite a few years ago. I started in elementary school, and I've danced pretty much my entire life, and I was doing Irish dance, and then I was kind of falling out of interest in it, and we found someone else who knew PBD and brought us to PBD, and then I started taking classes here, and I started having lessons, but I was so shy that I wouldn't dance with anyone in the class. I remember
Literally wouldn't dance with anybody?
Oh, yeah, I literally wouldn't dance. Yeah, I would get private lessons with Rick, and then I would go to class and I would only dance with one of the moms. Like I
Oh,
wouldn't dance with anyone else in the class because that's how shy I was.
wow. And clearly
And
that's not the case now. So,
yeah, that's not the. I have people now who tell me like when I tell this story, they're like, "What?" and, and so I ended up actually like leaving because I was so shy that I wouldn't end up like my mom stopped taking me to classes because I wasn't dancing. And like I ended up going to middle school, and middle school kind of like started to break me out of my shell, my shyness. And so then for the summer going into my freshman year of high school, I took a camp here that was Avengers themed. And
I think I remember that a little bit.
I remember it. I found photos, and I found Stacy from our team also went to the camp.
Oh,
Um, and uh, that kind of got me hooked again. Like that guy was like, and then I got really interested again. And then that spring concert that year was the Our Story concert, and that's what like really got me hooked. That's when I started to be like, I'm doing this. Like,
what was it about that concert?
I think it was a lot of like the whole part of the concert was just everyone's story, and it was all just um like I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do that when I went to the concert. And it was just like I ended up like I wanted to perform, and so I ended up trying out for team that next year. And I made it to like third on like the waiting list, I think. And it was like an experience. I was super shy. I was like, again, I was super shy when I went in there because I didn't know anyone for the tryouts. I found photos of me from the tryouts. um, and I like started taking classes, and that's when I started taking classes from you in the pre-bronze classes. And that's kind of like you probably know the rest from there.
Well, I do, but not everybody does.
Yeah. I like started taking classes there, and then in 10th grade I have ADD, and that has like I've had it since like I got diagnosed with it in 2nd grade. And I have been struggling with that. Like we tried medications and those just didn't work then. And then I ended up actually kind of failing my freshman year of high school. Not completely. I didn't, my school's a lot different, and that's like a whole like another story that takes too long. But so I don't have grades. So I have to like prove that I've learned stuff and like show all, and like my work doesn't ever go away until I've actually finished it. So it like it's if I do have to finish it, it follows me. So I actually didn't level up. I was actually not in the 10th grade in the beginning of the year, and I pretty much just broke down and said, we need to try medications again because there's no way I'm going to be able to do this on my own, because I wanted really bad to get my work done, and I just couldn't. And so I started medication, and it's just like a complete 180. I went from like hating math to like talking about how I was enjoying math, and I was able to retain information. It just felt like I could like I was going to class, and then suddenly like I was going to class and I was able to retain the information, and like it was able to stick with me. And so I ended up again the next year I auditioned for team, and this year I made it. And so then I was on the youth show team, and I was super excited. I was still super shy, and that summer I actually ended up missing, or right in the beginning of the year we had our team social, the first one, and I ended up missing it because I went to camp, my youth church camp. And at that camp, 2 things happened. One, I actually one of our fellow teammates, Hope, was there, and I got to see her, and that was like super great because I was like, we go to the same dance studio, we're on the same team. But I also ended up deciding to get rebaptized because I ended up getting called out that I was very negative minded, which was very true. And without that, I don't think that year would have been as beneficial with the team for me as it was, because that year I ended up deciding that I wanted to live and enjoy life, and like I wanted to change that. I was so like angry with no reason, and without that would have never had so much growth that year because I grew so much. I grew more confident. I like got to the point where I ended up enjoying smiling, because for years and years and years it always felt awkward, and it always felt wrong when I was smiling. And so like now I don't feel like that, and like it's like that year was like so special to me because like I went like you can see the performances just through the year and like how much I grew in my confidence, my performance, and like that never would have happened if like I hadn't been through that.
Yeah, I remember that year very well. And this is kind of a great picture that they pulled up right here of kind of the end result of you going through all of that struggle and basically like you said, kind of finding yourself and that joy for life. How would you say dance helped you get through those hard times?
Um, Again, with like my ADD and I also have dysgraphia, but that's a complicated thing. I tend to just struggle in a lot of things. Like writing things down is so hard, and like being able to like draw things, like getting something out, like telling, like expressing something tends to feel locked in. And when I dance, I don't feel like that. Like I could, a lot of the times when I dance, I feel like I zone out and I go into like another world, and it's almost like half, sometimes my brain just kind of feels like there's so much noise going on all the time, and then when I'm dancing it just kind of like silent, it's just kind of like peaceful. And so like half the time I'm on the dance floor and I'm just like in the middle of it, I'll like wake up and I'm like, things are happening. And
Yeah,
so it's just like it brings me so much peace and so much happiness to be able to dance and to be able to do this. And like I like there's no, like I can't find the words to explain it. The only way I can explain it is dancing. Like that's how I can explain some things, because sometimes there's just not the right words.
mhm,
Sometimes you just have, like, that's one of my favorite things about dance, is it's kind of like a universal language, because you can make people feel things that are just like, and you, like people, like everyone has emotions, everyone can feel these things, and you can showcase that on a performance and you don't have to say a word. And like that's what's so impactful to me.
yeah, you're a great example of someone who shares their joy through dance. And even earlier this year, you were awarded a scholarship called the Joy of
Yeah.
Dance Scholarship, donated by the Reamer family. And that, I think, is incredible. What you shared. I think a lot of people can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
Can you describe the feeling? I mean, there's a picture of you right now at Nationals
Yeah.
with our ballroom dance team dancing their August Rush medley. Can you describe what that felt like?
It felt amazing to be able to like do it again. Because I felt like it felt so amazing the first year. Like it felt like nothing I'd ever felt before. Because I've actually competed dance before. I competed Irish dance, um, and so, and like I've done competitions. So I've never really had a huge amount of fear going into a competition. And it's just like getting to be on the stage and getting to have like your team around you, and you're like dancing and you're performing, and it's just like it's so amazing to do it, because it's just like I don't
Yeah,
have any words for it.
yeah, yeah. I understand the feeling too, and
Yeah.
being able to share that. And you've decided to take the dance a step further in your life, and I know you're doing a senior project associated
Yeah.
with dance. Can you? We only have a few minutes left, but can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, my senior project, so my school has each student do a senior thesis project, and it's everyone's is different. And so mine, I ended up starting to want to do something like one of our medleys that we take to national. And I wanted to do it like a story, like someone's traveling through like many different styles of dance, to showcase some styles that don't get as well noticed as like ballet or hip hop or something. I wanted to dive deep into it, and I wanted it to like kind of like transfer in between each one, like how our medleys do. So it's not like there's a pause. Um, but that I ended up having to scrap that idea, because I just kind of like lost hope in it, because I had a lot of people questioning it, and it got so much down my mind. And so I was talking to the assistant coach Brady one time, and I was talking about how like I was thinking maybe I'll do something about teaching dance, because I help you on Wednesdays with the pre-runs class, and I absolutely love doing that. And that's one of the things that I miss having to stay home right now, is I don't get to do that. And I was talking to her, and she kind of our conversation just ended up turning into her saying, "No, you should do choreography." Uh, And so we found a first song, which was Paralyzed by NF, and it's ended up being a project where it's 2 parts. Part 1 is before. Part 1 is when I was in like the darkest part of my life, and like I was like there was no joy. It's dark. I felt alone, and so it's a solo piece to that song. And then part 2 is a song, Maybe It's Okay by We Are Messengers, and it's about me finding joy here. And so I wanted to have other people choreograph that in a way where they were saying, this is who you are. Like, because one of the quote was for this piece, this part was, other people see who you really are, not who do you lie to yourself about being. And so I wanted it to be other people, like how they see me, using choreography to describe me. And so I have like really enjoyed getting to do this because it's like I've just always wanted to, and I've like it's super amazing to get to do this project and have that option. And I never would have had it if I had like all these things. And like there's so like I look back and I see things like my freshman year of high school, I wanted to get an internship at the studio, but I didn't know anyone, so I wasn't able to. And then winter concert, I like suddenly realized, I was like, wait a second, I tried to get an internship here before. I could do that now. I know people. And so it's like things just happen full circle.
Yeah, now that you mention that, I mean, you've been TAing for some of our beginning level classes, and that's been a huge help too, and that's been a great way for you to give back. It's a perfect example right there. We only have a couple minutes left, but what are some things that you would say to people as to why they should donate to PBD? Why is that a worthy cause?
PBD is like, it's a second home for some people. It's a place where they can go to like find happiness and find like peace and like bring a highlight to their day or their week or whenever they're going to be there. Like it's a place where you can go and you can laugh with your friends and you can enjoy the day and like just have fun and smile. And like PBD gave me my smile, and so like it's where you can go and you can share that.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You've definitely touched me today, and I'm positive that you'll touch somebody else out there that's listening with the words that you've shared in your journey and your experience. So thank you for being here and for
Thank you
sharing.
for having me.
I'm gonna go ahead and socially distance the time back over to Anne, and you're all gonna be really excited to see what Anne is wearing. We'll see you later, April.
Bye.